This will be a tutorial video for how to connect an Asteri GNSS receiver to ESRI ArcGIS Field Maps. So to begin, the first thing is you have to have an Asteri MFI version. It will have a little gold label on the front. If you have a Bluetooth low energy version, it will not unfortunately connect to ArcGIS Field Maps. But as long as you have an Asteri MFI version, it's extremely easy to connect. For obvious reasons, the first thing you would need to do is go to your App Store and download ArcGIS Field Maps. Obviously, mine has already been downloaded, and so you can see it puts an icon on the front of the screen. Now, to pair to the device, you do not actually have to be in clear view of the skies for it to be receiving, but if you want to see a position, it only makes sense that you will obviously have to have the device in the clear view. So I've already got mine outside and connected to satellites. But the first step will be to go to your Bluetooth settings. So we have to pair to the device. Once you've paired once, it will remember it, and then all you'll have to do is connect to it. After a few seconds of being in the discovery mode, though, you'll see it find my Asteri receiver. The receiver will be labeled with the last 3 digits of the serial number so that you could theoretically be paired to multiple devices and connect to just the one you want. In my case, we're connecting to 871, so I'll click on it, and now it's paired and connected to the device. From here, because it's an MFI receiver, we can actually utilize it in any iOS compatible software that uses integrated services, such as Google Maps. If we wanted to just open Google Maps, we would now see our Asteri position inside Google Maps. In this case, we're actually going to use Field Maps though. So we're going to launch Field Maps, and I'm going to skip the sign-in to just use it in demo mode. And I'll come in here, and before we open a map, I'm going to point your attention to the little profile button at the top left. We'll want to click on that, and we want to choose a provider. As you can see, right now it's using integrated services as the provider. I'm going to open it with this selected just to kind of show you that we are actually going to use the position from the Asteri receiver, even if I don't connect to an Asteri receiver. So if I open it up and just open up the navigation map, you can see it'll come in here. It'll say GPS location not available, but I can allow position, and then it'll give me position through integrated services. And if I zoom in on the map, you're actually going to be able to see after it gets done drawing that it's locating me right in Athens, Georgia. It's going to give an estimated accuracy value, GPS accuracy 5 meters. This is just an estimated from the position of the integrated services. So it's not as accurate as what we'll display when we actually connect to the receiver. So that's the biggest reason that you're going to want to connect to this. So if we could hit back, we're going to go back to our profile. And this time, instead of using integrated, we are going to actually click on the provider and add a new provider. And you can see it automatically is going to list my Asteri 871 receiver into the list because that's the only thing on Bluetooth paired to. I'll go ahead and click add, and I can set my antenna height. We tend to like to use the 2-meter antenna pole, so I'm going to set my antenna height to 2 meters. We do have to select it. Hit done, and I'm done selecting my Asteri receiver as my profile. Now I'm going to go back into that navigation map, and this time, instead of setting me at that estimated 5 meters, I can see I'm actually sitting here at a GPS accuracy of 61 centimeters. And if I click on that, it'll pop up with more details. You can see that I'm looking at my Asteri receiver. My altitude is 230 meters high above the ellipsoid, horizontal accuracy of 62 meters, and a vertical accuracy of about 1 meter. We are differentially corrected. So that is how easy it is to use an Asteri receiver inside of Field Maps. Now, for those who are using an X2 or an X3 receiver, you might optionally want to apply RTK corrections. That's one of the benefits of our upper models of receiver. Again, this is only available on the X2 and X3, not available on the X1s. However, if you do have an X2 or X3, you're interested in applying RTK corrections inside Field Maps, Obviously, ESRI has not built in any RTK protocols or what we call NTRIP into their software. So we do have a free software we can utilize called Orbitos. Again, you would download Orbitos from the App Store, and then we would just launch it from our main screen. We do want to make sure that ESRI Field Maps is minimized in the background, and then we're just going to simply launch Welcome to Orbitos. Inside Welcome to Orbitos, it's going to provide us that same GPS accuracy that we saw in ESRI Field Maps, 2-foot accuracy, and give us a little icon. Inside Orbitos, there's some color codes to our icons. A yellow icon means that we're differentially corrected. If I come down here to my settings, though, there is an option in here called real-time settings. And as soon as we go to real-time settings, you can actually see the raw NMEA data streaming across inside our software. So this is the raw NMEA data that ESRI Field Maps is actually going to utilize to understand its accuracy and its position. But what we want to do is enter in what we call NTRIP settings. I'm going to use a service from a provider called High Precision RTK that Asteri actually resells. It's a great service that with almost nationwide service. We really like it, but if you have a free RTK network in your area, you're welcome to use that. You will enter your IP address, your port, your username and password, and then you're simply going to click on your mounting point. You can see that mine is already remembering my mounting point, as well as all my login information. However, if you wanted to, if this is a new setup, you can select the mounting points and choose which mounting point you want. In this case, we're going to use an RTCM3 mounting point. I like to use the hemisphere mounting point. With the Asteri receivers, it's kind of irrelevant. As long as it's RTCM3, we should be able to recognize any format, but the hemisphere seems to work really well. So we'll select that, and then all we're going to do is enable NTRIP. After enabling NTRIP, I usually say count to about 10, and within 10 seconds, you should see a connected status. Once you see that connected status, simply go back to the Welcome to Orbitos screen and give it a couple of seconds to a minute, and you should see the icon actually change to a green status. You're going to see your accuracy start to pretty quickly go down. You can see we're now at sub-foot, approaching 10-inch accuracy, and the longer we're connected, the better this is going to get. The X2 product we're utilizing will get very good decimeter level RTK if we just give it enough time. This demo, if I zoom in on my location, you're going to see we're actually in a tri-global office space with the receiver sitting in a window. And I just went into sub-inch accuracy level, so you can see that's extremely, extremely tight, good accuracy, especially for sitting in a window at a desk doing a tutorial document. What I'm going to do now is simply minimize the Orbitos software. I'm not closing it, I'm just minimizing it. It's going to run in the background, and I'm going to jump back to Field Maps. As soon as I jump back to Field Maps, it's going to reconnect to the receiver, and now that position inside Field Maps is reflecting that RTK corrected position. And you can see we're down at a GPS accuracy of 1 centimeter inside Field Maps. If I click on that for a little more detail, you're going to see it's what we call an RT fixed result. My vertical accuracy at 1.6 centimeters. So if you've ever talked to me about accuracies, expected vertical accuracies, I always tell people to expect 1 to 2 times worse vertical accuracy than you're seeing horizontal, and you can see this holds true. About 2 centimeters vertically, 1 centimeter horizontally with an Asteri X2. That's it. You can now begin collecting.